Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys, back again with another lab number 16, and today we are again going to see reflected cross-site scripting with some SVG markup allowed. So SVG is an HTML tag. Okay, so in the description, this lab has a simple reflected XSS vulnerability. The site is blocking common tags but misses some SVG tags and events. So to solve the lab, we need to perform a cross-site scripting attack that calls the alert function. Fine. So we already open up the lab here and let's go. I'm just going to start the burp proxy on my browser. So all traffic go through the burp proxy. Go to the proxy tab in the burp suite and make sure intercept is off. Go to the HTTP history, and here I'm just going to search to make sure whether tags are allowed or not, or there is any filtration and web application firewall filtering the tags. So I'm just going to search the heading tag, and as you can see, tag is not allowed. Fine. So let's try another tag, which is paragraph tag. Again, this is not allowed. Fine. So that means tags are not allowed or filtered by some mechanism, right? So what I'm going to do here, go to the burp proxy, and as you can see, these are our requests. Fine. And tags are not allowed. So I'm just going to send the request to the repeater. Go to the repeater. Let's see one more time. So it is something like this. This is URL encoded. Oh, come on, man. Here. Okay, so you write this, or these angle brackets can be URL encoded. Search this, send this request, and as you can see, tag is not allowed. Fine. So I'm going back to the browser, and here I'm going to open the cheat sheet so that I can copy all the HTML tags and try to enumerate what tags are allowed. Okay, so these are all the tags. I'm going to copy all these tags back to the burp proxy, and I'm going to send this request to the intruder. Go to the intruder, and here I'm going to add this as the position of the payload. Then go to the payload and paste all the HTML tags. Okay, so just now start the attack. Okay, and as you can see, all the tags are not allowed or filtered. So you can see A2, and if we go to the response, tag is not allowed. Let's say applet, tag is not allowed. So this status code is 200 and the tag name is animate transform. So animates transform tag is there, and if we see the response 200, okay. So I'm going to filtering out any tag that contains the response status code 200. So up to now we find just one. So I'm going to pause the video. Once it's finished, I will be back. So back again guys, and the process is completed. The attack is completed, and as you can see, bunch of tags are allowed here. So the first one is animate transform. Second tag is image tag is also allowed. SVG tag is allowed, and title is allowed. Fine. So I'm going to write these. Okay. Back again here in the intruder. So this one, animate transform. I'm going to copy this back here, paste it. Then there is SVG and title tag is allowed. There is one more. Which one is that? Image. Okay, so these tags are allowed. Fine. Now I don't need that. Discard this and back here. Fine, back to the lab. Now let's try to see if this is okay or not. So I'm trying SVG tag now, and as you can see, instead of tag is not allowed message, we got the result. Although there is no result, but we did not get the message tag is not allowed. That's all. Now I want to see where this tag is injected. So I'm going to right click and go to inspect. Fine. And clicking here. So you can see here SVG tag is allowed here. Okay. One more thing I want to try. Let's just if I try this, let's see SVG. Okay. Fine. Not much effect is there. But the important part here is SVG tag is allowed. The second thing I need to see here, that if attributes or events are allowed or not. So SVG, let's say on load or on click, let's say. Okay, on click is equal to, I'm gonna say alert, and just search this. And as you can see, event is not allowed. Let's try some other event manually. So we can try on mouse over. No, not allowed. So similarly, we can also send this request to the intruder and we can enumerate the tags, attributes, right? So back to the burp suite, and we can use the same request, or we can go to the proxy and send this request to the intruder. Fine. So here I'm going to just clear all the positions, and instead of H1 I'm gonna say SVG, and let's say on load is equal to alert. Fine. And as you can see, the color is changed because there is a space. So I'm going to just instead of space I can add plus. So plus is used as space, or you can also URL encode this by typing here %20. Fine. So anything you want, you can go for this. And then I'm going to just highlight on load and add it as the payload position. Now go to the payload, clear all the payloads, back to the browser, going to cheat sheet, and these are all the events. So I'm going to copy events to my clipboard, back to the burp proxy, and paste all the events. Now just start the attack. So as you can see, all are 400. If you go to the response, event is not allowed. I'm going to filter out from 200, and as you can see, on begin event having 200 status code. Fine. 200. Okay, so let it run. What we are going to do, we can try this here. So SVG on mouse over, instead of that I'm gonna say on begin alert. Fine, but there is no alert. Okay, so I want to see few things. The first thing is, first of all, I want to turn off or disable the burp proxy. SVG HTML tag. Okay, so this is graphics tag. You can see from here the HTML SVG element is a container for SVG graphics. SVG has several methods for drawing path, rectangles, circles, polygon, etc. Fine. So I can go for this, the second link. Let's see what's inside there. Okay, so any of these we can try. So you can see we can draw polygons, paths and circles, rectangles with the SVG. Fine. Close this and back here, because there are few more tags. Okay, so animate transform tag. Let's see what about this animate transform tag. I'm going to copy this back here, and instead of SVG I'm going to paste that. Okay, so you can go for the first one and the second one. Let's see what about this. Okay, so the animate transform element animates a transformation attribute on its target element, thereby allowing animation to control translation, scaling, rotating. Okay, you can animate the shapes. Fine. So there is an example, and in this example the important part here is this animate transform tag is used within the SVG tag. So with SVG tag it is going to create one triangle with the SVG tag. Here you can see it is creating one polygon with the points 30, 60, 90, 90, 30, 90 like this. Okay, and then it is using animate transform. So this is type is rotate, so that's why it's rotating. Attribute type XML, name is transform. Repeat count, so if I use here one time or two times, so it will just rotate one time and that's it. Okay, but you get the idea, right? That within SVG we can use animate transform tag. Links here like SVG animation. Okay, and you can find out like with the SVG you can use these tags. Okay, so animate transform is one of them. Fine, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create one payload here and we will try that. So start with SVG, and within SVG we can use transform tag, right? SVG animate transform, and here I'm going to use on begin attribute is equal to alert. Fine, let's try this one. Copy back here to the lab and just paste that and search. And yes, you can see we got the alert here and we solve the lab. So that's it for this lab. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.